Other Words is a production of The Reporter, Delaware County's leading news source.
Good day to everyone. The last time you had to read what happened on Monday only because one of our parties was sick. It wasn't me. But anyway, we're back to normal, and believe it or not, we're actually back to normal. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. This is the first time in over a year that we had rain for more than 3 days continuous in a row. You know, on Monday when I got wet doing chores, I said, oh good. And then on Tuesday I got wet again, and my brother says, that's enough. I said, no, not yet. And finally it stopped raining yesterday morning. Okay, believe it or not, and I wrote them all down so I wouldn't forget all this, we started with 0.02, then 0.43. Then 1.89, then 0.91, and then 0.48. Add it all together, it's just 2/100th of a shy of 3 3/4 inches of rain. Okay. We took a ride in the woods yesterday, and up at the top of my brother's field, he has a hand-dug pond that usually in the summer just goes dry with nothing in it, and the pond's full. Up where the spring is that feeds my well, we were puddles on top of the ground. I said, okay, the ground's saturated enough that the spring water's now on top. Okay, that's all good too. I looked at my lawn and said, Saturday, I'm gonna have to finally mow grass. It's been a month, but you know what? It's greening up, and it's greening up big time. The deer are out in the fields, by the way. Be careful driving. Not only is it a little bit foggy this morning, but they're out. Why? New grass to eat, so they're out. Temperature-wise, it wasn't bad, except those couple of really humid mornings in the 60s when you stepped outside and said, just like today, yeah, okay, that's going to get a whole lot better. Today, we might get into the 70s. Believe it or not, we had 3 days in the 60s, which was okay with me, except it was humid. You know what? The air conditioners don't turn on when the temperature's that low, and the house was like, okay, turn on the fans, do something. It's miserable sitting here. But that's going to disappear, and we're going to have beautiful weather for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Nighttime temperatures in the 50s. Daytimes, the warmest day might be Wednesday, where we might touch 80. Okay, that's still not horrible this time of the year. But I noticed something else on my trip into the woods yesterday. All the lower branches of all the maple trees heading up my hillside and my brother's, which is next door, the leaves are just all brown and hanging there. The top branches are still green. I think during the drought, the trees said, well, the ones that are under cover aren't doing me any good anyway. We'll just get rid of them because I've never seen maple trees just turn brown, but they are. Okay, the top part, if it changes color, I mean, believe it or not, it's only about a month until Columbus Day, and that's the height of the the leaf change season. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Some trees have no leaves already. They've shed them. And if you walk around yours in your yard, you might find green leaves sitting on the ground. You know what? The trees got rid of a whole bunch of them. But we are back to normal. If you read in the paper today, it says, drought ended, I hope. And I hope so. You know what? It's about time we went back to normal. I mean, it devastated vegetable gardens. No one that I know said they got great things. But a while ago, Lillian asked me to dig up all those old wives' tales and facts about the upcoming winter, so I did. But I also understand we have two things that are here. One about you can't have lightning without thunder. Well, yes, you can. If it's cloud-to-cloud lightning, and that's way up there going back and forth, there's not enough atmosphere to go through to make thunder. What thunder is, the lightning comes down and heats the air up so quickly, the molecules do this and crash into the other molecules. That's what you're actually hearing, is molecules running into other molecules. Cloud to cloud, there's not enough atmosphere up there. Sometimes you get it if it's a really big bolt, but not always. So you can have lightning without thunder. It's the ground to cloud, cloud to ground lightning that gives us the booms we always expect when we see it. The other one is a picture of some woolly bear caterpillars. Well, believe it or not, on my list of things to tell you about for upcoming winter, the woolly bears are very confused this year. Next door, the kids get in, hey, I found another woolly bear, and they bring it to me. Not a single one has the same dark and light patches on it as the ones they've shown. They're all different. Last year, they were all the same, okay? This year, not. Okay, so the woolly bears are undecided, just like everybody else in the Weather Service saying, I haven't the slightest idea. Me too. Because Farmer's Almanac had something else in it that I've never announced before. So if you're digging your onions and they have a thin skin, it means a mild winter. I almost do not have to peel my onions I dug up this year. The skin is so thin I can peel off the outer covering and there's the onion to eat. Okay, there's thin skin. Okay, you might remember a year ago and for years before that, I said every foggy day we have a day of snow. And last year I changed it to a day of precipitation because last year we only plowed the driveway 3 times. We actually haven't had a lot of the fog here this year. It's been humid without the fog. Okay, so that one says not a bad winter. It's going to be warm. The only thing that agrees with everything are the sumacs where the top heads are like this big. And normally if they're really, really big and red, it means a bad winter. But then again, I think sumac is one of the few things that didn't get affected by the drought. They could care less. They grow no matter what you do with them. Okay, but they had big heads this year. Squirrels have thin tails. The squirrels aren't running everywhere looking for nuts. And it says, if it's been a bad year for berries, fruits, and nuts, the squirrels are running frantically to collect them. Well, they're not this year, okay? And the nuts are there. The acorn trees have dropped them. But you know what? I don't see any squirrels except the one at my bird feeder that keeps eating all my sunflower seeds. So that means a mild winter. So everything we have here, including, let's see, the days of fog, squirrels, they don't have bushy tails this year, and that's supposed to be a cold winter's coming. Most things say no. But then again, the way this year has worked, we'll probably get snow up to here. Who really knows anymore, okay? But if the wives' tales are right, not much snow. Not so good for the skiers, not so good for the snowmobilers, not so good for snowshoe. I mean, last year people were disappointed. We might have another one of those. As long as we keep getting the precipitation, we'll be okay. But we'll wait and see. So it's coming before we know it. Believe it or not, I've actually put my wood racks in my house. I painted my wood stove. I did all the things to get ready. But I haven't taken down the summer curtains yet. I'm still waiting. Sometime toward the end of the month, I'll do that. But it's going to be here before we know it. So enjoy what you've got for the next 4 days because it's going to be nice. And then on Monday, I'll let you know what we're really looking at. Have a good one.
To subscribe or advertise, call 607-464-4009.